Hi, in this section, we create the Proceed with Touch ID animation in SwiftUI. But in this particular video, we animate the thumb. So let's get started. To create the animation of the thumb, we have to use a mask and animate the offset of the mask. Let's look at how the thumb is arranged. Over here, you can see we have an image that is an SF symbol. There is also another image, SF symbol, on top of this image. They are all arranged in this parent container, ZStack. So I have an SF symbol, which is the thumb icon, and another one on top of that. If I put comment on this one, you can see we now show the one which is gray. So the gray one is just below the one which is in pink. To create animation of the thumb icon, which is in pink, we have to apply a mask on the icon and then animate the offset of the mask. So over here, after the font, we are going to add a clip shape modifier to apply the mask to the pink thumb icon. You can use a circle, rectangle, or any other shape as the mask. Let's use a rectangle instead of a circle. We still see the whole portion of the pink thumb icon. By applying the offset modifier to the mask, we can hide and show portions of this thumb icon. For the offset modifier, we are just interested in the y coordinate. So we ignore the x coordinate and use the y coordinate of the offset. First, let's set this to something like 50. You can see from here, we are now hiding half of the pink thumb icon. When we set it to, for example, 100, you can see we don't see it at all. So we are going to use a state variable to animate the y offset of the mask. First, let's set this to 0 so that we see the whole pink icon. Then we scroll up and create a state variable. So over here, we create a state variable called showThumb and set its initial state to 100. That is the point at which we don't see the thumb icon at all. Then we have to define how we want to play this animation. We want to use user interaction. So you can see here, all the icons are contained in this ZStack. So we are going to apply a long press gesture to the whole ZStack containing all the icons. Over here, we have to bring the showThumb state variable we created. When I scroll up, you can see here we have set the initial state of the thumb icon, that is the offset, to 100. In the long press gesture, that is when the user uses long press, we set the thumb position, that is the offset, to 0. So when the offset is 0, we show the pink thumb. And when the offset is set to 100, then we don't see the pink thumb icon at all. What we have to do next is to use the state variable to animate the property we want to animate. So let's copy the state variable name and move up. You can see here we have the pink thumb icon. The property we are interested in is the offset applied to the mask, which is this rectangle. So we are going to use the state variable to animate the offset. You can see here it is set to 0. So I'm going to replace it with the name of the state variable. Let's resume. You can see here we have this error. By clicking on that, Xcode is complaining that we have to convert this to CG float. We can do that by clicking Fix, and that converts that to a CG float. By clicking Try Again, we don't see the error anymore. Let's recap what we have done so far. We created a state variable and set the initial state to 100, so we don't see the pink thumb icon anymore. Then we come to the long press gesture and set the final state of the animation. So we use the state variable and set the final state of the animation to 0. By setting the offset to 0, we will see the whole pink icon. Then we use the state variable to animate the property we want to animate. That is the Y offset of the mask. So when the user uses a long press gesture to tap on the icon, we switch between the initial state of the animation, which is 100, to the final state, which is 0. Let's click the live preview to see what we have done. By using a long press gesture, we then show the animation of the thumb. So this is how to use a long press gesture along with masking technique in SwiftUI to animate the thumb icon as shown in this video.